Yeah, your webinar lead magnet. It's good, but it needs to transfer the leads to your Mailchimp email marketing service, Autoresponder, CRM system. So be valuable. Okay, staying inside WebinarIgnition is good. We have the re-notification on live. We can export them. Yeah, but automatically, it's good. We like automation. So somebody register here, and it's possible to transfer it via HTML code. That's another video. HTML subscription form code from Mailchimp, for example, like you put it in for registration. Or we are webhook. So a small link which containing all the data to start your reminder notification funnel, or just transfer the leads with all the details. So we have a knowledge base entry here. That's some of the data. Maybe we have a lot more now. Some explanation, but I will still do a quick start on it. Okay, so we go inside the webinar, but no, webhooks are global. Go inside the settings. So we have webinar ignitions on the menu left and click settings. Webhooks are global. And yeah, do the free trial, then you get the webhooks. And I will just do one new webhook. Webhooks have, compared to the HTML subscription form code, they have triggers. They have different triggers. We come to it later. So let's say registered. You want to trigger, and here is the trigger. We will do more. Registered, attended, purchased. Purchased is with the HTML tracking pixel. Works inside WordPress, outside not. And attended. So if they registered and click attended and viewed the webinar. So then we need a delivery URL. So we do one. It could be Fluent CRM, could be Groundhog, it could be any other CRM that's doing it. So it's webhook.site. Okay, and you hit enter and you get a new link. And this is the webhook site. So, and then it's receiving data. That's only just for checking and let you see what data is coming. So you do post, JSON, keeps it like this, a secret if needed, and you need to activate. That's the simplest webhook we have without additional fields, mapping. And if I just fill the form by reloading, this is the hour and the date. So I really see for what I subscribed and when it was working, because I changed things. And then I switch and I see it in the first name when it was there. It's my local tab. So webhook site, then say bing. Here you see. We have the webinar title. The ID is important because you filter often by ID if you want to create text from it. Say, if it is ID 50 and this webhook from registered, then it's ID 50 registered for this webinar Quickstart. So we have the registration URL to register again if they missed it, the date and time for showing in the mail, and let me check. That's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Yeah, okay. So that's the date and time. The first is to show in the mail. That's to calculate because it has the date and the time and it has the time zone in it. So that's important. Otherwise, you can't calculate and remind them 1 hour before, 1 day before when they're live. Registration date can be calculated if you want to do an onboard funnel, but only if you registered 3 days before, because the funnel is 3 days, so it needs 3 days. If it's not 3 days, then it's not good for the funnel. You just confirm and send them to the webinar. Webinar host, the webinar time zone, and that's my time zone. So if you change the time zone, maybe you did not see. there is no for the evergreen. There's no time zone. Only if it's fixed, it makes sense. That's why there's no time zone. But it's the time zone of the person. It's -5. Here, that's the most important thing. When you want to do reminders, let's do it. Because this is, yeah, if you see it, you say, okay, wow, cool. For your reminders, on the right time, you send him this link and he comes here. You can just add it to calendar, add it to Outlook, bookmark the page, and or join the webinar. Yeah, join the webinar. So you send this to him, and this time is down to 1 second, 0, and then he will be redirected to the webinar. So that's the thing. So you can name him. It's a full name. Salutation, Dr. Professor, first name, last name. All is here. The easiest. And here's the opt name if you have different fields, the email address, and opt and last name. So I would say you have everything to transfer. This is working. And if I then attend, then you have another one which is sending nearly the same data. And then you say, you don't just need the email and say, okay, it's ID 50 unattended and this email address, and you can mark it as attended because the rest of the data you have already. Okay. And then you can do the pixel in WooCommerce and say, okay, when he bought, trigger the pixel, then we have also it's sold inside MailChimp. But normally you have MailChimp connected to WooCommerce or WooCommerce connected to MailChimp. So you know in MailChimp and WooCommerce make a sale with the email address. So the email address is the main basic thing. And you just say, okay, this email address registered, this email address attended, this email address bought with the pixel, and then with MailChimp connector, this email address bought this and this product. All is possible. Read the knowledge base. And okay, one more thing with the mapping. So you have the ID. Map. So here's the trigger, what you do with the next fields. So mapping means mapping is best to be here. The opt mail. So from us, it's called opt mail. In Fluent CRM, it's maybe only mail. No, only mail. So if you come with opt mail, the value here, opt mail, it's not working. It's at okay, it's not liking it. So you need to do mail. So now, when we send it, again, I will change the field to mail. See? Oh, it's adding another field to mail. That's beautiful. You see here mail, and then Fluent CRM or the other CRMs can use it because, for example, here with the first name, you see, that's the first name, but it says it needs to be first underscore name. Then just say, okay, first opt name, map, first underscore name. And then you have an extra field for this. And then Fluent CRM knows the email and the name. And then you can have the ID. The ID is 50. Yeah, mapping not so really makes sense. When the ID is 50, that's a condition. Then do tags. Let me just look a bit. Tags. No, we don't have tags here. When ID equal lists or tags, for example. That's the map name if I have it here, and you see it's equal 50 tags, and then in brackets 50. No, in brackets the ID of the tags. So for in front 50, and then here the ID of the tags. And then it will influence CRM set tags. So this you do here. And if you have groundhog, you just add the URL here and do all the mapping inside groundhog. But groundhog will be a next other video. And yeah, so this is the brackets and the ID of the text. So this is all you can have. So you have the standard field. So okay, that's one webinar. All webinars, when you send it to the same direction, has the same mail field name and the same first name. The only thing that's changing is the ID. So you say ID equal, now the next webinar is 51, say tags or lists, because we can do brackets, one ID, comma, another ID. And then this is registered at webinar 51, like live webinar quick start. Okay. And sure, you need to save, and then you can transfer it. And that's all. What else we had here? Not equal, greater than, less than. Yeah, we added it, but I don't have an example yet for it. So that's the webhooks, and it's do globally on all webinars. When somebody registered, it will trigger it. Yeah. And you can have a lot more. That's groundhog. Let's look inside. Yeah, you see here, I don't do anything. I do the rest all, and I do in groundhog. It's attended. Make it a nice name so you know it. And yeah, that's all. Do the free trial. Transfer your leads. Upsell with your leads, and then you have the money you pay for after the trial, after the discounted after the trial, and then the discounted price for yearly and lifetime. Yeah, that's a no-brainer, and that's why I show you this here. Easy connect and upsell to them. Ciao.